Hey Jonathan, how you doing? You guys have been pretty open of just about how much of a grind this season has been, how much stress it's been. Now that you guys are nearing the end, I mean, how are you guys just doing from a mental standpoint after going through everything you've gone through as a team to get to where you wanted to go all along, which was this game on Monday?
Yeah, obviously we haven't been silent about how hard it's been. Um, it's still tough, even though you got to finish strong. Um, and the message that we've been kind of just saying to teams, you got one more. There's nothing else after this. This is why you play football. This is why you come to Ohio State. And I feel like, you know, if you can't do it for one more, then what was the point of going through all that work in the beginning? So.
Next, we'll hear from Adam Ward. I'm sorry, Austin Ward. Austin?
Hey, Coop. Can you evaluate the way you played in the Sugar Bowl, and is that sort of what the whole point was for coming back? That we know how well you were playing in August before that high ankle sprain a year ago. Was that the level of play that you had been building towards all along?
Yeah, I would say in some way, yeah. Um, I honestly came back for my teammates, and I wanted to show the world the type of football player that I am. And I feel like I played pretty well against Clemson. I definitely went back and watched the film. There's definitely some things I could get better at, but for the most part, we got the job done, and we won the game, and that's the whole entire goal. And I really came back to make it this far to win a national championship. So just got to finish the job.
Next up, we have Brendan Gillett. Brendan?
Hi, Jonathan. How are you?
Good, man. How you doing?
Doing well, man. Congratulations on getting to this week. I'm interested if you can define for us how you would define success. Obviously, success is winning a national championship this week, but you look at the Sugar Bowl, and by all accounts, a really successful game. You gave up 400 passing yards, but it almost didn't really matter. Like, what are the things that you guys look at to be able to say, yeah, we played really well, this was a successful day, and how are you applying that to your game plan this weekend?
I feel like when it comes to football terms, success is win. Winning that game. That's what it all comes down to. Uh, at the end of the day, doesn't matter how it gets done. Doesn't matter what goes on throughout the game. Plays missed, calls missed, penalties, tackles for loss, sacks, all those things. I feel like success is just when you win. And by all means, looking back at that Clemson game, a lot of things happened. They're a really good team, but we won that game, and that's what I would consider being success or having some success in college football, at least. So, yeah.
Next, we'll hear from Bill Rabinowitz. Bill?
Hello, Jonathan.
Hey, how you doing, Bill?
Good, good. Clemson's offensive line came into the game. They had a lot of new players, and you guys dominated them. That still may have been the best offensive line you played, but this is going to be a whole different level. Can you kind of describe the challenge that you guys are going to face going against a line that won the Moore Award and obviously is a different level?
Yeah. First of all, Clemson's O-line is a very good offensive line. The same with Alabama. Alabama has a very good offensive line. We just have to come out and attack them the same way we do against every other opponent. Obviously, it's a big challenge for us, our defensive line here at Ohio State. They got some great guys, big guys across the offensive line, and but when you come to play football, that's why you come to Ohio State, to play in these type of situations and to play against these type of opponents. And it's no different from, I feel like, going against our guys every day in practice. We compete against the best here at Ohio State, and obviously Alabama and Clemson both have amazing offensive lines. But I feel like we go against an amazing offensive line every day in practice. So I feel like it just makes us even more prepared.
Next up, we have Steve Hellwagen. Steve? Steve, are you there?
Oh, can you hear me?
I can
Yes.
hear you now, Steve.
Okay, sorry about that. Jonathan, as a local guy growing up in Columbus, just the thought of being on a team that wins a national championship, just what would that mean as a guy who grew up watching Ohio State, and how do you balance that with the football aspect of it, that you have a job to do, and that's probably the first thing on your mind? I don't know. Just what are your collective thoughts, I guess, this week?
Yeah, it's special, being from here, growing up here, being an Ohio State fan, watching Troy Smith and all those guys and James Laurinaitis and, all those guys do what they do. But, the job's not finished here. And I feel like I'll reflect on all that stuff later on. But right now, my whole entire focus is on beating Alabama and playing our best game as a defense and being that leader for my defense and the team. And that's where all my focus and all my energies towards. I feel like after everything's said and done, I'll reflect on, actually playing in a game like that or being a Columbus kid and having this opportunity. But for right now, our whole entire main focus and goal is on Alabama.
Next, we'll hear from Nathan Baird. Nathan?
Jonathan, obviously a good performance from the defensive line against Clemson. It seemed to be kind of clustered around, a handful of guys. If you have to go deeper against Alabama, just what is it you've seen from the depth of this defensive line that you feel like holds up well against what might be the best offensive line in the country?
Yeah, I feel like with this defensive line, we have a lot of, it's not just, I don't feel like it's just one guy. I feel like across the board, we have great guys, great players from first, second, third string. We all have great players that we rely on and we can put in the game. And I feel like that's what makes us a lot different is that you can sub guys in and you expect the same thing out of as you would a starter. So, and going against an offensive line like Alabama's, I feel like that's key. Obviously, the big, strong, physical guys, and throughout the game, you're going to have to keep rotating and getting guys in and, play faster at the end of the game. So, yeah.
Good. Just got time for just a couple more here. Stephen Means. Stephen?
Hey, Coop. Obviously, there's more to being a defensive lineman than just getting sacks. But when you're rushing a passer and you're dealing with a guy who kind of gets the ball out a little more quickly than most guys, I mean, what's some of the difficulties dealing with that?
I feel like the biggest thing is just, Trevor got the ball out fast. And I feel like we kind of have to attack this game the same way, just put pressure on him in any way that you can, whether that's getting hands up, batting balls down, making them feel your presence, collapsing the pocket, really doing anything that you can to make sure the quarterback isn't very comfortable back there, and just sitting there taking a lot of time away and finding an open man, and that helps out our secondary as well.
And our final question is from Jake Rome. Jake?
Hey, John, nice to talk to you. Congrats making it this far. I just wanted to talk about, you guys have a big game this week. Also, one of your former teammates, Chase Young, also having a big game this week, him playing at your position. What can you say about Chase Young that has maybe helped you, get to where you are at this position, playing for a national title?
Well, first, Chase is an amazing player. Obviously, you guys have seen everything that he's been doing in the league, and that's to be expected. I mean, he was doing that here for us at Ohio State, and I feel like I've learned a lot from a lot of defensive ends throughout the way. Like guys like Tyquan, Sam Hubbard, who's doing really well, Jalen Holmes, Nick Bosa, and Chase. Those are all amazing players that have played here, and I've had the opportunity to be teammates with, and I've seen how they all play and rush, and I feel like I've just kind of watched and learned from a lot of them, and try to apply it to my own game and try to be the best defensive end that I can be. But I feel like at the end of the day, just kind of go out there and play my game and just take what I've learned throughout the years with those guys that I play with and be the best that I can.